What is up, my fellow Sambarians? So today we're going to be doing a little maintenance work on my green Sambar Diaz. Now this is going to be the same across all of the Sambars: truck, van, two-wheel drive, three-wheel drive? Thinking KV, KS3. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, supercharged, carbureted, fuel injection, it don't matter. We are going to be changing the transverse links, or the control arm bushings, front control arm bushings. So looks like a one-wheel electric skateboard deal, but this goes on your front control arms on the back. So quick little history lesson here. 90 to 91, 92 had front sway bars. So you have front sway bars, you got end links, you have sway bar bushings. After 90, some part of 92 and up, they deleted sway bars. So basically you're sway barless, which is fun if you're off-roading or something. You get more articulation in the front end. But if you're not off-roading, you kind of want it to be a little stiffer when you're driving around, have more stability. So with no sway bar on this van, it's a 97, I want to kind of get the front end to just kind of be a little more stiffer. So there's a few things you can do. You can replace your strut hats on the upper portion of your front shocks. You can replace your front shocks. You can replace your ball joints. If you have sway bars, you can replace your end links. You can replace your sway bar bushings. And you can also replace your control arm bushings, or your transverse link bushing, whatever it may be. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. These have a metal sleeve on the inside, so I'm assuming they can slide on and off the post, but I'm sure it's going to be crusty and rusty and corroded, so it might be a bit of a battle to take this piece off. But yeah, we're gonna do our best. There's just two bolts, goes up like this, and then the control arm goes through it. So in theory, there's only 3 bolts, so it should be somewhat manageable. So I know how this thing steers and does with the old bushings. Let's put these on and see if that changes the way it feels. And if it changes the way it feels, then I would recommend replacing your bushings. If it doesn't change the way it feels, then maybe just replace them if you feel like replacing them like I am doing. So yeah, I'm gonna drive this thing up on ramps, get the front wheels off, and then if I got it on ramps, it'll get it higher, but then we're gonna need to put a jack on the body so we can get the load off of the control arms to, work around this piece in the back. So yeah, I'm gonna get up on ramps and then we'll go from there. All right, we got the patitos here today inspecting. We call this one Mindy. So we have medium, Indy, Mindy. We have a little Indy we call Lindy, and we have, there's Lindy, little Indy, and there's Bindi, big Indy. So Bindi, Lindy, and Mindy. Georgina, Georgie. That's Snowflake. That is, no, that's Snowflake. That's Snowman. That's Robin there, the black and white one. Little golden guy next to him. They're best of buds. We got Jerry and big golden guy. And little golden guy. I just said that. Actually, that might be big golden guy. Man, I'm confused now. Hey. Okay. Oh, here comes Lindy. Anyway, so what I have, this is what is great about these ramps and your Sambar, is you can pop ramps on all tires, get a couple feet off the ground. I have my tank jack set up. I just noticed this. There's a little bit of rabbit fur hooked on the cotter pin. I don't know if a lot of you are familiar with the rabbit we used to have living in our house. We had to let him go because he started getting a little rambunctious and chewing wires, and we didn't want to lock him up, so we just let him free in our yard, and I think he ran underneath my car one day and snagged his fur on the cotter pin, because I noticed a little blip in his fur a while back, and I wonder if that's how he got it. But anyways, I got my take jack there on the lower portion of the, the subframe there, and just pushing it up so we're not putting tension on the wheels, but we're also not lifting it up off the ground, because we just want this section right here. That guy, where the heck? This guy right there. That's the one we're going to be replacing. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun, so we're going to soak it in penetration lubricant and hopefully not snap any bolts, hopefully slide that off the control arm and replace it. So let's get some penetration lube soaking on those bolts now. And if you're new here, obviously I am saving up money, as much money as I possibly can, because we need to build a shop back over there. I'm getting tired of working on these rubber stall mats. But if you're in a situation like myself, these little padded squares that you can buy, these work great to lay on top of. That's what I always use. Laying on rocks hurts. These guys, they get dirty and nasty, so these work really good, and they're pretty cheap. So let's see what we got. We're soaking, so let's start wrenching on those things. Okay, so we've had some time to let it soak, so here we are. You can use a 7/8 socket or whatever matches with metric, and these two outer bolts are 17 millimeter. So it's sat and soaked. Let's go ahead and change this one wheel electric skateboard. Let's just make sure we can break these loose. Okay. And before you take these two bolts all the way out, do the center one, just because you don't want it moving around on you. I'm gonna see if I can bust it with a impact, because it's really hard to get some good leverage down here. Oh, all that rust. Let's put this on 3. Yeah, buddy. So we'll take the main locking nut. These ones have like that crimped end. I can't think of the name right now, but it has that crimped end that locks. So there is no lock washer because the nut itself locks. So now let's get the 17s out. So you can kind of test it. If you can move that around, then you're okay. If there's a bunch of pressure on it, stop and reconfigure your setup. Fingers crossed. Oh baby, that just came right off. That is amazing. A big old rock fell out of there. Okay, so as you can see, it's like tearing. So hopefully this makes a difference. Let me grab my one wheel real quick and we'll put it up there. I am gonna put some anti-seize on like the spindle, just so it is it never like freezes up on it. And how it came off was the side with like all the stamps and markings was in the front. So that's just how I'm gonna put it on. The side with just the 2 arrows is in the back. So let's go ahead and slide that girl on. I am going to use a little red Loctite on the 17 millimeters. In theory, we shouldn't have to take these off again. And I certainly don't want these guys coming loose. Okay, and then we'll do these ones at 86 foot-pounds. Okay, so once we have these 2 bolts tightened up and the control arm pulled up and ready to go, you can put your nut on and your washer. I put a little red Loctite on it. Doesn't really necessarily need it because it's one of those locking nuts. So basically what we need to do now is I think I'm just gonna set it like the torsion, basically when it is sitting at its resting spot So essentially, if we were to tighten it up right now, what's going to happen is when we lower it, it's going to put it's like a torsion, it kind of acts like a torsion bar, I think. I could be wrong. I could be overthinking this, but basically what's going to happen is we tighten it up now, lower it, it's going to put like a preload essentially on the control arm, because that bushing is now, you know, cockeyed because it was set while it's up in the air. We drop it, it's going to want to twist. So basically I'm going to drop the front end down to its resting spot, and then we're going to tighten it so then it doesn't put any like preload or torsion or you know, tension on that bushing. So this is kind of where it is resting, and now we're going to tighten up the main nut. So the main nut here is 108 foot-pounds. So let's get this one torqued to 108. So I re-loosened everything so I can torque it. So let's do 108. Oh man, not very easy to get in here with 108. Okay, that's 108. All right, both sides have been retorqued. 86 foot-pounds, 108 foot-pounds. So again, just to reiterate, bolt these up, get them torqued tight, get this just on there loose, torque tight, this on there loose. I don't know if you can see that. Then let the car fall down in its, you know, sitting position where it's just, there's no jack on the front and there's no weight inside the car. Then torque down your main nuts. That'll take like torsion off of the transverse link bushings while it's just sitting, and then obviously when you're driving, then it gives it that torque or torsion. So yeah, we'll take it for a cruise and we will see how it feels. Let's do a fun driving video and see how it looks underneath. Let's see if we can do that without losing my phone. I mean, it feels a little better already. It feels a little, you know, a little tighter, more smooth, not as like sloppy because of the, you know, worn out bushings. I'm gonna take the phone off before we go to the street, obviously, but it feels good already. I like that. All right, let's get the phone. I'm afraid I'm gonna lose it. Oh yeah, night and day difference. Obviously you saw that the old bushings were cracked and worn out. You can definitely feel it while you're driving around. So I definitely recommend replacing that bushing. You know, obviously I just made that video about motor mounts. All the old worn out cracked rubber, like it makes the hugest difference when you replace all that old rubber. So yeah, those are on my website. So if that's something you want to tackle, which is, that was such an easy job, my goodness. You can get those on my website. I'll have a link in the description below. But thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm always making videos. So if you found this helpful, hopefully there will be some more helpful videos for you. Let me get in my driveway before I get hit. Awesome. I will see you guys on the next one.